Hello?
Hey.
Okay. Sorry, I just came upstairs to my room. So, give me 1 second. I'm trying to get organized here. Okay. Are you there?
Yeah.
Okay, so, can we restart this conversation?
Yes.
Are you in a better mood?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you for calling me back, and I apologize for raising my voice.
Apology accepted, but I understand why you raised your voice, so I don't want you to think that I'm trying to get organized here on my laptop. I don't want you to think that I'm just, I didn't understand, because I do. But I'm sorry that I didn't call you back quicker. We have a full day tomorrow with very key events and situations, and I had to type up some stuff, and it was I had to get it approved, and so it was just a little bit longer. Okay, so how are you?
I'm doing pretty well.
Yeah?
The luncheon went well with the pantry, and we're getting ready for another derby party.
That's great! The derby party?
Yes.
That's great.
I hope it goes well.
Are a lot of people going?
So far, it's pretty good turnout, but we always want more. So
yeah. Same charity?
People, yes. The more people that come, the better. So.
Right. I forgot to ask you, you mentioned that you guys got a new director. What happened to Teresa?
She's going to rejoin her husband and son in Connecticut. Okay. He took a job at a larger aquarium.
Mm-hmm.
And they've been displaced for about a year now. So she gave us a lot. It was a big sacrifice for her.
I'm sure. Who'd you guys replace her with?
Her name is Robin Christine, and she's solid. I'm really impressed with her so far. She starts April 30th.
All right, so coming up.
Yep.
That's good. Anything else besides that?
With regard to what?
Well, pantry. What else is going on in your life?
And the pantry's going pretty well. Pig Man's is actually doing pretty well right now. So we're pleased with that. We needed it because we're hurting pretty bad for the winter, and opening up it was really hard to get open.
Yeah, you told me that on the other night. Said you had to borrow money from your family.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And how's Top doing?
He's hanging in there. I told him that you were going to write him a letter, and I think he'd rather just see you in person. Honestly.
Well, I asked you what you thought would be the best thing when it came to Top, and you said write him a letter. So I wrote him a letter.
That, but I think after speaking with him, I think he'd like to speak with you, just as you've spoken with me.
Okay. I'm open to doing that. I mean, I have no problem talking to. I'd like to talk to you both separately. I think that I owe you both that.
Why do you? I mean, I totally get that. I mean, I can understand separately, but I mean, we are.
I mean, in the beginning, separately, and then I think we can talk all together. But I think that there are different subjects at hand, and I think that I owe you both the opportunity for you to be able to speak your heart and your anger towards me both. Sometimes when it's in a group, one, I think, in all honesty, I just don't think I can handle talking to you both at the same time. I think it would be a lot for me.
Why?
I think it would be really overwhelming for me, and it would be hard because that would be the first time that I would see you both, and I'd like to I'd like to sit down and talk with you both separately, and then together we could all sit down and talk again. But I mean, I know you both feel a lot of anger and questions towards me, and I want you both to be able to have the opportunity to express that, and I'd like to take that in each time. And I think that I owe you both apologies separately. And I think there's different things that I want to say to both of you. I mean, the same thing regarding work, but separately on certain things.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what is it that you feel like you need to apologize about?
There's a lot. There's a lot. There's deceit, lying, the money that I handled wrongly. And
you can say it, Diana.
Okay, the money that I stole. And
it's helpful when you acknowledge from our end. We need to hear that.
Okay.
There's no...
Well, there's no light way around it, and I get it. It's not nice.
Let's just be open about it.
I want to be open.
If you really want to make this right, you got to step up to the plate. I'm not trying to... I want you to be comfortable talking to me, but...
Well, that's why yelling on the phone with you is not helpful.
No, I'm sorry that happened.
And I'm not a victim. I'm not a victim, so I'm not saying that you can't express yourself, because you can. But I also know when someone's trying to be honest with you, it's a lot. It is a lot. It's the weight that I bear every single day until this is resolved, until I know that you are done right, and I can rest knowing that I was honest and I made it right, then I won't rest. And so I want you to understand that I bear this burden every single day of what I did for you, that I lied to you, that I took the money from you, that I handled the other money wrong. I wear it every single day, Richard. I am deeply, deeply sorry. It's not even that I'm sorry. No, I can't even explain to you how I feel. I just can't. I never in my life thought that I would get so deep into that situation. I didn't even know when it all was said and done and I was looking through stuff, I had not even realized some of the stuff. I didn't even realize. And I think I was so caught up in some of this crap going on and that I allowed myself to get involved in. And this is a bigger topic between you and I personally, not even just business. And there was at one point when I finally caught it, I knew that there were two roads I could have taken at that point. I could have went to you and said, I really messed up. And I just realized that I really messed up. But I couldn't. I was so prideful. I was so scared. I was so ashamed and I couldn't face you. I couldn't talk either. And I was just floundering.
And
I was, huh?
And what time frame are you talking about? When was that you realized
that? Was after I got back traveling, and I didn't even realize when I got back and Pop was talking to me that he was talking about me. I hadn't even put all of it together. I knew some things that I had done, and I just didn't realize the extent of some of the. A lot of some of this stuff is true, by the way. I know you may not think that, but some of the stuff with credit card and things being charged, I don't get the statement. So I didn't realize that was happening in a sense. Some of the auto payments that were happening, I didn't realize some of that was happening. And that was massive neglect on my part. Yes, and I'm going to pay that back, regardless if I didn't realize it. I'm going to pay it back. But some of that stuff I did not. It wasn't a purposeful thing to do. It was supposed to be a one-time charge. It was supposed to be. But that was extremely neglectful on my part. I was not managing it well.
Let's talk about something that wasn't neglectful, in my opinion. Actually, not really opinion, it's fact. Right from the get-go, we paid for your website through the Chartreuse Moose, and I have all the emails. Like, you stole from us. It started then. That started a precedent. And,
Right.
what do you have to say about that?
I think I justified that I was not going to charge for certain things that I was going to do. And so I don't really know what was going through my brain at that time, Richard. I think I justified it as like, all right, well, I'm not going to charge for this and this, and I'm about to hire them to do this, and so I'm going to knock off, $500 to $600 off of what they're charged, and they won't get charged for that. I'll do it at my cost.
But looking at it now, don't you view that as stealing?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm just thinking off the top of my head. What about, the one that's blatant is the GoDaddy one. We had a GoDaddy account, Diana, and all that stuff is yours. We Social, all those email addresses, all those URLs, that was your account, and you stole.
Yeah.
What do you have to say about that?
Well, there's two things on that account. Yeah, you're right. I did.
But
looking back,
to do it though. Like, what was your motivation?
When I set it up, it was going to be going through your analytics that were going to go through there, and I was going to handle until it got way bigger than it was. And I justified, okay, well then their credit card will be on there, but it will only be charged by certain things, and it'll cover my costs. But I don't really have an explanation for that. I did that. And the way that I justified it was how I was going to be billable. It was going to be billed cheaper than it was.
And you know how all this, how Top found out, right?
No, I don't.
What set the whole thing off is when we're traveling in Italy or wherever in Europe, and you took an Uber and you put our credit card in your Uber account. We have documentation from Uber saying that it was your account. It wasn't, you weren't taking it from ours. It was your account, and you used our credit card to put it on your Uber account. And when I saw that, I just realized that, we had been duped. And, I don't even know what to say about that. I just couldn't believe it.
Well, I know what to say about it. I know what I did on there. I saved on my card, and I completely used that one because that was what was saved on my iPhone. And I used
come on, Diana.
We
have the documentation from Uber. Maybe.
I knew what I did. I knew exactly what I did. So I'm not saying that I didn't know what I did, but that was what was saved on my phone, and that's what I used. When I went to load it up, I used save password. I knew what I did. I'm not saying that I didn't know it was yours. I knew that was the one that was saved on my phone, and that's the one that I used.
And another one. It's all kind of like the Facebook. I know that a lot of those charges were just poor spending and absorbent. You were just boosting all this to really get these likes, and I get that. I get that you were trying, but then to market for Tri-State Leasing, that was deliberate. There's no question. You can't just store a credit card over all those accounts. We double checked that.
Well, actually, so this is what I did. You can only put one credit card in when you're doing those types of accounts. You can only do one on an app account, and everything was on my app account because going back and forth is very difficult to do. And so when I would do those things and I would boost it and it was all on yours. And so, yes, you're right. That's exactly what did happen. I didn't realize that at first, the first few times, because when I was doing it on their account, I assumed that it was coming from their ads account. but because I was the admin, it was coming from my Axe account. And I didn't catch that for a long time. And then when I did finally catch it, I had realized it, and I was in deep in that, and I was too nervous to say something. I didn't want you guys to think that I was mishandling what I did, that I really didn't. And I thought, okay, I'm going to make this right. I'm going to tally it up at the end of the year, and I'm going to tell them that this is the left on my part, and I owe you this. But that's not what happened. And all of it spiraled at one point, and I wasn't able to get enough time to be able to sit down and do it. Because at that point, it was already, it had already been exposed, you know. So you wouldn't have been as gracious at that point to say, okay, I did it. Versus if I would have just, when I called it before I had left, it would have been an easier thing to confess than that, you know.
Yeah.
So I hope that explains it a little bit.
Yeah.
That wasn't something that I intentionally did. I honestly didn't recognize them actually until I got an email. And they said, hey, by the way, how much do we owe you for these because we've never been charged? And that was my first thing of, what do you mean they've never been charged? And then I went on there and realized they only store one credit card. And so that's the God's honest truth, Richard. I should have come to you as soon as I discovered it, but I didn't. And by that time, it was kind of too late because the whistle had already been blown, and it was just kind of things stacking up.
Okay. Thank you for that.
No, you're welcome.
And, I mean, I guess the thing that's really causing us a lot of trouble right now, Diane, is our website. You know, we've been blacklisted a couple times. We've had multiple hacks, and we're just wondering, like, what's up with these emails that you took, and what's up with whatever's going on right now. We feel it's a direct result of whatever you did.
Okay, what do you mean by blacklisted? What?
We were unable to send emails to certain addresses, and it's considered a blacklist that has to do something with Google and iMaps or something like that. And
okay, that's weird. That's the first time I've heard of that, so.
We're just wondering, I mean, those emails that you have, I mean, what's going on with that? Does that have anything to do with the emails that were collected on, like, the Constant Contact or the Campaign Monitor? Like,
yeah. Well, you have access to that. I mean, I haven't changed the passwords to that. So, I mean, it's all been sitting there waiting for you guys. I haven't done anything with it. I'm not doing any marketing at all. I'm strictly working for the government and working on a campaign. I mean, I'm not doing marketing at all. And so the list is sitting there in constant contact. As for blacklisted, I'm still confused about what you mean by that.
I mean, I don't know exactly the details of that, but we
got
it fixed.
Blacklist, yeah.
We got it fixed, but we were having trouble sending emails out. They were coming back because for a security reason of some sort. And
okay. That doesn't mean you're blacklisted. That means that the consumer, that means the consumer, whomever gave you that email, has a block on their current email. And you could set this up for yourself. They don't accept emails from solicitors, anything that's not approved on their email. It gets bounced back. And this also could mean a few other things too. It could mean that email isn't valid anymore. And so what email list are you talking about? Because I never gave you guys the email list.
I'm talking about the ones that were gathered from people coming to our website.
Right.
Can we get access to that?
Yeah, what I can do is I can literally export all of the emails that were on Constant Contact and Campaign Monitor. I can export them all into a file and give it to you guys. And that is up to date, every email that's on there.
Okay.
So that's fine. You can have access to those, and it'll be on an Excel document. So yeah, that's very easy to do. I actually could hold on. I'm downloading these. things for you right now, but let me check while I'm on the phone with you so that I don't forget. So I'm going to go into Campaign Monitor, and I'm going to export this. So give me 1 second.
And I appreciate that we can have this conversation because it makes me feel more comfortable meeting with you, that you're willing to be open with me right now, because after not being able to receive that tape that you promised in the mail, that really got my hopes down, and I'm very disappointed in the fact that you reached out to me and I didn't see results. And I appreciate you having this conversation.
Well, I apologize. I wasn't intentionally not doing that, Richard, trying to follow through with you. And nothing that I say really actually holds much weight. And so I'm going to stop apologizing because I just don't feel like that it holds much weight. I think that actions speak a lot louder than words, especially in this situation. And so I meant what I said to you that other day when I said I look forward to earning your respect again and earning your trust. I mean, I know things will never be like they were, and that's okay. But I look forward to proving you wrong.
How do you feel like you could best do that?
I think that my word, everything that I say that I'm going to do, I will do it. And I know that we didn't get off with a good start with these videos, and I know that that's no excuse to my action, but I also want you to understand something when I say this. My life is insane right now, and that's no excuse. It's no excuse at all. But my life is I have no time, period, no spare time. I mean, I'm up at 11:17 talking to you, downloading pictures, creating stuff, tracking legislation that needs to be submitted for a bill. I mean, I don't stop, and it's okay. I love it. But how am I going to earn your trust? I'm going to do my damnedest of whatever word I say that I do, and to be as honest as I absolutely possibly can. And I've been walking in honesty ever since this situation. I promise you, I feel like the Lord has saved me. And I say that with not any weird. I hope you don't take that weird, but I really honestly hit a sense of low in my heart, in my life, that I never felt in my life. I felt awful every single day. I don't feel good. I don't feel good in my soul, and I know that the Lord has forgiven me because I know what I've done is wrong. But I know that there's still a weight that I carry. It's because it hasn't been resolved. And in order to continue to walk in honesty and to put your best foot forward and do your best, as you have to resolve and make right what you've done wrong. And it doesn't happen overnight. It takes time, and I'm aware of that. And so the good thing is that I haven't really done a lot of people wrong here. And so I have to fix this with you guys, and I have to, the things that I have done, I have to make right on it. I don't need to keep repeating myself, but that's pretty the simplicity of it, is what I've done wrong needs to be made right. And then once it's made right, and my debt is paid, to be walking forward is a lot easier. Because through that process, when you've proven yourself to work as hard as you can to make your debt paid, I think a lot of people see change in that. And I don't think that everybody could be willing to do that. But I am willing to do it.
I'd like to hear that. How much do you think you owe us?
Well, that's what I need to sit down with you guys collectively, because I know that there are some things that you got reimbursed back for, so I want to make sure that I don't double pay on that. There's a few things that I think that were correct, and so I want to make sure that they are, and I think once we go through those together and say this, and this, then whatever that amount is, and then we'll figure out the timeline of what it will take me to pay that. Like I said, I could write you a check tomorrow for $20,000-$30,000, but the reality is I can't. That would wipe me out, and I have to be able to survive, and as much as I know that you guys do too. And so we can try to work out a payment schedule that I would pay you guys on a basis until that debt is cleared. And if that includes interest, then we can talk about that too. But
how much money do you think you stole, Diana?
I seriously don't. I had that list, and you said on that list it was $30,000. Am I right?
It's pretty close, but
Yeah.
not all of that. I think some of that is misappropriation of funds. I think some of that is just haphazard spending. And but I do think, I am certain there is quite a bit of theft in there too. What do you have to say about that?
You're probably right. And it's been, you are right. You're definitely right on a lot of it. And you're right about misappropriation and excessive spending. You're right. And so I don't think there's any way to get around that. So yes, you're right.
I mean, to you, I know I've just mentioned a couple things.
Mhm.
Can you think of any others?
No, because I never took any money from you guys. Physical money. Everything was on the card. Nothing that I ever did was outside of the card. Checks that you guys wrote me, that was checks that you guys wrote. But besides that, I wouldn't have had access to anything. So
that's what I meant the card.
okay. No.